So in the last video, I talked about how to implement new beliefs. And you may have found that through doing that process, that a lot of thoughts may have came up that were kind of preventing you from fully trying to accept the new belief. And a lot of those thoughts probably come from something to do with you being unworthy or you being worthless in some way, right? And what I wanted to do in these next few videos is go over some of the common troubling thoughts that we have and how to better approach these and deal with them. So the first thing you should probably know about, if you're feeling worthless is, and let's say if it's, you think you're worthless because maybe you're not good looking enough, right? Or maybe it was something that, it was something terrible that your parents did to you when you were younger. One good thing to realize is that did you have any control over your genetics or the environment you were born into? And the answer is no, you didn't, right? You had no choice on what environment you were going to be born into. You had no choice over what your genetics are and how you look, right? So we simply just need to understand that that is not our fault. It is not our fault that we got born into this abusive household, and it is not our fault that we look this way, right? There's nothing that we could have ever done that would have changed this, right? And another one is you are not defined by any particular event or even multiple events happening, because what we need to realize is that these events don't exist anymore. They are in the past, right? They only exist in our minds and maybe the emotion that, comes with it, right? But once we realize that these don't actually exist anymore, the event is over, you can still extract, valuable lessons, or, if you did actually do something that was harmful or whatever during that event, you can still understand what you did wrong, right? But just understand that this is over now and this event does not define you, right? And a lot of the reason we do maybe things that aren't good, let's say, and maybe we were shamed for them, and that's how we kind of developed this sense of unworthiness and these thoughts that relate to being unworthy, is that we simply just did not get our needs met when we were a child, right? And the reason why maybe we do dangerous things or things that are not okay is because we're just trying to feel more like ourselves, right? We're trying to, our needs didn't get met, and we're trying to fulfill those needs in other places, right? So just understand that it is not your fault, and it is just simply your way of feeling better, right? And that kind of relates to the last one I have here. It is not your fault, and you're just simply trying your best at the time, given the circumstances, right? You weren't doing it to purposely hurt anybody, right? You were doing it because you did not feel okay, and doing that particular thing made you feel a little bit better, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. If what you did do was wrong, then yes, we can learn from it. But just understand that at the time, you didn't know better. You were just trying your best to deal with whatever problem you had. And so it's not a fault in you. It is a fault in our system, right? Because we don't really educate people well enough on mental health, and a lot of parents don't parent their kids properly, and we're not taught how to deal with thoughts or emotions in school or anything. So there's definitely there's a very big lack of awareness when it comes to this stuff, right? So understand that it is not your fault. It is not even your parents' fault, because again, they were probably traumatized too and trying the best they could, right? It's nobody's fault. It's just simply the fact that we have a flawed system when it comes to mental health. And yeah, anyways, I hope you guys found these pointers useful. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.